Have you ever had a faint, distant memory of a game you used to play as a kid, like when you were really young? A fragment of a memory even, where you can only recall one single small, extremely minute detail, like a cloud or a background element? Then to remember it all, you'd have to play 4D chess with your mind, the same mind that can't remember what you ate for breakfast, in an effort to take that one single element or sprite and use it as a jumping off point in which to reverse engineer enough of the image to remember the game, or at least make it Googleable. Anyone ever had to do that? Well, I have, recently in fact. For me, there's one NES game that's been taunting me, eluding me for years. Yes, even more than Little Mermaid. Every 6 months or so, a small spark in my brain would remember a tiny little detail, but I could just never remember what game it was. And it's not like there were massive amounts of NES games that I actually played as a kid, as the NES was just before my time. In any case, I struck gold a few weeks ago. I had one of the memories. About an NES game, obviously, with the Leaning Tower of Pisa in the background. There were trees and you moved to the right very slowly. And you know what? You played as Snoopy too. That's right. You were carrying like a stack of pizzas or something. I don't remember. The joke was right on the nose. Quick trip to Google and Snoopy... Not Snoop Dogg, Ned, game, pizza, stack. Here we go. Oh, Snoopy's Silly Sports Spectacular. There it is. I'm buying it right now. Holy shit, it's about time. I've been so excited to give this game a go. Alright, so this is one of those NES games that's just a compilation of really small, short, and easy mini-games, kinda, like a variety pack. Okay, so we've got 6 events to choose from. Sack Race, Overboard, Boot Throwing, Pile of Pizza, Pizza, Pogo, and River Jump. And why not? Let's start with Sack Race. I mean, the event's easy enough. You just mash the A button and dodge the manholes, not much else to it. But for some reason, Snoopy's victory dance just looks like he's humping the air. Not much else to say really, moving on. Overboard. You and Mushu Snoopy are on a boat. The objective is to be the last dog standing. The boat seems to tip and rock on its own. I think you can control it by pressing either up or down, but I'm not sure. At no point does the game tell you how to play or win any of the events. It just throws you in the deep end. Granted, they're not extremely difficult to figure out, but man, a quick explanation would have been nice, but I digress. The controls here are just like Sack Race. Hold right and mash the A button to flail your 8-bit log arms at the opponent and hopefully knock him off first. Next up is boot throwing, and as the name may suggest, you're just throwing footwear around in the parking lot behind the Flavian Amphitheater like a true redneck. I'm sure somewhere off screen, Snoopy's crazy aunt is cooking her signature squirrel burgers and distilling some good old moonshine. Anyway, the event itself is absolute bullshit. You use the D-pad to swing the boot and hit A to release. Pretty simple, but the proper release window is microscopic. I more often than not just toss the boot straight up or back. The only good takeaway from this event is that when you're rotating the boot, it looks like you're dancing. Pile of Pizza is the event I most fondly remember. As it happens, it's also the dumbest event in the game. The objective is to get to the finish line within the specified time with as many pizzas in your stack as possible. And that's all good and well, but why aren't the pizzas at least in boxes? What, are we just raw dogging them across the parking lot now? Even if we're assuming they're on plates, which they're not, they're still gonna be flattened by the time you finish. It's even worse if we're under the assumption that they're gonna be consumed. Why would anyone want to eat flattened pizzas? The grease would be all squeezed out and it'd make the crust soggy. You know what? I'm overthinking this. In any case, I always lose my patience and just make a run for it. I'm pretty sure the bottom 2 or 3 pizzas can't be dropped anyway, so there's really no way to lose unless you run the timer out. Pogo is the most frustrating event of the game. You think Flappy Bird is hard? No, son, try getting this asshole over 4 obstacles without eating shit. I dare you. No, I double dog dare you. He just won't jump it. Like, look at this. Oh, 1, 2. I'm gonna do it. 3, last one, here we go. Fuck! The last event is River Jump, and to be completely honest, fuck this event. It's a total bitch. I just fell over? What, did Snoopy have a stroke? Here, look, again, he just fell over and died? Even when I do make it to the river, Snoopy either slows down or just stops moving and slides down the pole, then drowns. I just don't get it. How did I lose my momentum? I honestly have zero idea how to beat this event. I mean, I could Google it, but I'm not gonna, out of sheer spite. Well, that's it. That's all 6 events. Every single one of them is mediocre, and I'm disappointed. I remember this game being the tits, but apparently my memories betray me. The worst part is that all these events are over way too fast. I was recording for 22 minutes or so, and I beat the game 12 times. Seriously, this game has maybe 7 minutes of actual unique gameplay. And look, I know it's an NES game, so I should temper my expectations, but just let me have this, please. This entire game is like when you're on a road trip and you drive over a big hill and get butterflies at the top. If you know, you know. Only here, it's anger, rage, and odd sexual tension. What a con, though. You disappoint me, Snoopy Silly Sports Spectacular. But you know what? Now that I think about it, what's the point? Why does this game even exist? Well, I did some digging, and it's kind of, sort of, a port of a game called Alternative World Games that released in 1987 on the Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum. All they did was swap some sprites, add in Snoopy characters, and change the appearance of stages. Even the music's mostly the same. One funny thing is that there are 8 stages in that game, where this game only has 6. So that explains the odd nature of this game's existence, but as to why, I guess we'll never know. You know what? I'm not satisfied with that. That can't be the entire video, so let's play something else. Ooh, what about Mario 10? Oh, you heard me. Mario 1, overrated as fuck, boy. Mario 2, ick. Mario 3, get it out of my face, cause this is Mario 10, or Super Bros Kung Fu Mary. And look at this sight, holy shit. I know you're seeing it too, but I feel like I need to verbalize it anyway. Mario, or Mary, looks like the most stereotypical Italian ever. Black pants, shine shoes, wife beater, and a gold chain. It's like he just wandered off the set of The Sopranos and ended up here. Anyway, he's walking with some very top-heavy Chun-Li looking hooker type thing, when all of a sudden some terribly drawn monk dude appears from nowhere and zaps Mary. Miss Sloppy Toppy starts crying and Mary gets up and leaves her for some reason. One thing's for sure though, this is a very different Mario experience than we're used to, because this is Kung Fu Mary, one of the Super Bros. All jokes aside, I'm fairly certain this game borrows assets from other games, because none of this shit makes any sense. It's all an incoherent mishmash of assets and sprites, but I gotta be honest, it's kind of fun. Beating the shit out of frogs, toucans, and purple knights as a hilariously stereotypical Italian just gets my juices flowing. Apparently, this is news to me. Well, thanks for watching. I'm gonna continue the escapades of Kung Fu Mary. I'll see you in the next one, and have a wonderful day.